Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing, family, this morning? It is 8 minutes past the hour on this fourth day of the month of November. It is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Welcome to hashtag Truth Be Told. Uh, it is JD Live, your early morning. Get up, wake up, wake up. It is your information, motivation, inspiration in the morning with conversation that promotes elevation. I did not want to get up this morning. I am not telling y'all no stories. After this time change and the way work has been going, oh, I did not want to get up this morning, but something in my spirit said it's time to get up, wake up, wake up. Because we got work to do, things to talk about. Good morning. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're broadcasting live on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, Twitter, X at the JDMS World, YouTube at 100 BLK Media. Yours truly, Joe Dupree, in the building. Family, how are you doing on this Tell the Truth Tuesday? So, we're going to start this off again this morning, like we do many mornings, with some news. It's really not the best news. To be exact, it's not good news at all. We have to address a couple of things. First thing, I want to reach out, fellow folks, with folks who are influencers, journalists, media professionals, individuals that you depend on for information. Make sure when you put stuff out that you're putting it out accurately. And don't always rush to be the first one to get the story out and put the story out wrong. I want to say that again. If you are the influencer, a journalist, a media person, an individual who is a person that people trust for information, don't be so fast to be the first person to put it out and it's not accurate. Because that causes a lot of confusion and that causes a lot of problems. Why do you say that I am going there? I am going there because of the following. And I want you, please, to follow me. Gabby Sharp, high school senior, Acadiana High School. I don't have all the facts. I don't know the whole story. And thank God I have not seen the video. Let me say that again. Gabby Sharp, high school senior, Acadiana High School. I don't know all the facts, and I have not seen the video. This beautiful young lady is no longer with us. 12 minutes past the hour. And there are some circumstances leading up to her not being with us that are floating around the neighborhood along with these videos, which would warrant all of us paying attention. I'm not quick to say who did what. I'm not quick to say this person here is a menace, this person did that. I believe that if you didn't do anything, all you have to do is stand firm on I didn't do anything, and the truth will always come out in the end. The truth never has to be fabricated. The truth never has to, the truth, the collaboration of the truth is it's the truth. You don't have to look for an alibi for the truth. The truth has its own alibi. It's the truth. I got a message last night. Somebody said, "Man, I need to send you the video where you can see the video, sir." And I had to call this person. I don't want to see the video. Let professionals in law enforcement and forensic science see the video, where they can determine if the video is authentic, who's the individuals in the video performing the acts that I'm being heard is performed on the video, and is the young lady in the video Gabby Sharp? And then let them do what they are paid to do. Handle their business and prosecute whoever needs to be prosecuted if they find out that they are the people responsible for this young lady's death. 18 years old, had her whole life in front of her. Now, some news outlets are not even touching this story. That worries me also. Because if the young lady is dead, and she is, and the reason I said if is because I've even had folks to put out there, well, did it really happen? Is she really dead? Do you think this mother, this family is mourning for no reason? And my question is, why is mainstream media not on it? Now, only one news outlet in the Lafayette area really decided to touch it, and I don't know if they touched it right. I don't know. I know folks in all the news media outlets, not only here in Lafayette, but really all over the United States, because of what I do, because of my occupation. I have been in this media game for over 30 years. I started when I was 18 years old, really 17 years old. If James Vincent would come on here, he would verify. Bruh, they came and got this guy from high school in his junior year, and he was on the main radio station in our area. To be exact, James was my predecessor. When I left for college and the military, James is the guy who took my place. And he was still in high school because we both had pipes and we had influence, and people loved our skating parties and the parties we did. Man, I was doing parties before it was popular. I was DJing and on the microphone and telling people what was happening in the community. And I was out there being a community activist and an influencer before it was popular. And I too have made the terrible mistake of sometimes dealing with hearsay. Let me give y'all something. Before you put anything out on social media, remember these words: FFH. Do not garner, pay attention to, and do not give a lot of credence to hearsay. Hearsay does have some truth in it, but you have to vet hearsay very well. If you didn't see it yourself, if your source is not a reliable, trustworthy source, then you got to be very careful when you take hearsay and you put it out there and say it's the truth. That's when, in my opinion, you being Agent Ratliff. And those who know who Agent Ratliff is, because Agent Ratliff said, when I write it down on this paper, it becomes the truth. It is now the truth. No. See, that's how a lot of you take stuff on social media. You see it wrote on social media. You see where it came from on social media. And because you see it in that manner, it is now the truth. No. If you didn't see it yourself, you don't know if that happened or if it didn't happen. Good morning to everybody who's logging in on all the different platforms. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Take your time. Come on in. 17 minutes past the hour. Yes, and I am talking about, and listen, it has to be talked about. I have to talk about the tragic death of Gabby Sharp. Now, the internet and social media is going crazy about what happened to Gabby Sharp. And there are folks out there calling folks out. I'm not going to do that. I do not have enough information. What I do know is what I'm going to stand on business on is that this young lady is dead. And it appears that what led to her death was very nefarious and needs to be investigated by law enforcement. And it should not be said, and it has been said. And let me give you a quote. Let me go get a news quote and make sure I'm right with this. Because once again, I saw it and I said, "Man, is that right?" Let me make sure I'm looking at this correctly. I just want to make sure. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to say what news source this is. For folks who live in the Lafayette area, know what news source this is. But here's the headlines. The headlines from said news source says the following: woman dies in Lafayette. But now, let's talk about this interesting conjunction. Because there's and but nor. Because I'm conjunction junction. What's your function? Hooking up phrases and making them function. But when you say but, what you really say is what I'm saying happened, but there's more to the story, or another conjunction, or you're saying, let me nullify or kind of let me better yet, let me kind of damper down what was first said and give you more of the story. Okay. The headline says, woman dies in Lafayette, but rumors of her being raped and killed at a homecoming party, not true. All right. All right. Here is what else it says. Social media has circulated about the rape and the murder of a lot. But, okay, social media, influencers, folks who have been vetted or are believed to be folks who have credible information. Let me tell you something. I'm going to say this again. The hood, or better yet, the urban population knows before anybody else knows. I wish I had my good friend on here where she could tell you clearly, everybody knew before the news knew. Clearly. Okay. It says social media rumors. Okay, I'm going to read this as if I'm a 2-year-old because I might need to comprehend it. Social media rumors have been circulating, going around, about a rape and murder. But now here comes the folk who investigate, who put it in a position where the judicial system gets involved and somebody gets prosecuted, held responsible for said woman's death. But Lafayette police have clarified that these claims are false. All right. Says a 21-year-old woman died over the weekend at the Racetrack gas station on West Congress Street in Lafayette. Okay, and it goes on to say other things. As authorities reported that she complained to friends that she felt like a heart attack before collapsing at the station. Paramedics were unable to revive her at the scene. Okay. I know. Now this is where we have to look at facts and make sure that we're not mixing stories up. That's why when you put information out, you got to make sure that the information is correct, accurate, and not confused with two things that may have happened at the same time. Well, first of all, I know this can't be Gabby Sharp because Gabby Sharp is not 21. So the question is, who is investigating and dealing with what happened with Gabby Sharp? And why is nobody except Black Twitter talking about it? I am very, very much trying to talk to my people. And once again, this is not me. First of all, condolences to the family and to the friends and to those who hold Gabby Sharp close and near and dear. You have my condolences. You have my prayers. And I am praying. Once again, I got a call. Somebody said, "Hey, man, you need to see this video. I have the video." No, I am a father of daughters. I don't need to see that video. I do not need to see that video. Period. I don't want to see that video. What I need is for those who have the video to get that video to law enforcement, to a forensic video specialist to verify that video's being authentic, and then dealing with bringing to justice those responsible for the things I heard that occurred on that video. Now, I have not seen said video for myself. So I can only tell you what I have allegedly heard occurred on that video. And if the things I allegedly heard occurred on that video, somebody needs to be held responsible. The people who performed those acts that I heard was performed on that video on that young lady while she was unconscious, and they put it out there in the social media world, they should be held responsible, accountable. Period. I'll be very honest with you as a father. And I don't make no excuses. I hear that excuses are being made. And, once again, you got to get the facts together, because you can't, first of all, a young lady is dead. Apparently, this past weekend in Lafayette, Louisiana, 2 young ladies died. And a 21-year-old suffering a heart attack is also a little bit, not saying it can't happen. It has happened before. There are those out there who play sports, athletic, a heart attack by a normally healthy, and I don't know how big she was, how small she was, but normally a healthy 21-year-old, a young, let's call it not healthy, let's call their age, a young 21-year-old suffering a heart attack is not the norm. Let's call it what it is. It's not the norm. 26 minutes past the hour. So I'm pretty sure there needs to be a full autopsy done and finding out why was it a natural cause heart attack? Did she have some type of heart condition unbeknownst to herself? Or was this also something that was induced by other substances? I'm just saying. Now, I don't know the 21-year-old's name, but my condolences, prayers go out to that family, friends, and individuals who knew that person also. But the name that is going around the internet is Gabby. And the only people talking about it is Black Twitter. I don't see no news outlet talking about what allegedly occurred to Gabby. Because once again, I personally do not know Gabby Sharp, nor any members of her family or anyone who knows Gabby Sharp. And I do live in the city of Lafayette. And I haven't had the opportunity to speak to anybody who knows her personally, but I just know that folks ain't out there just fabricating folks dying. Though I wouldn't put it past some of y'all. But click, like, and share. There's a lot of stuff I wouldn't put past a lot of y'all, but I don't believe that this is something that was fictitiously pulled out the air and made up just to get click, like, and share. And family, I am more disturbed about nobody in mainstream media talking about this. That this is literally something that is going through the Black community, Black and brown community, through Black Twitter. Everybody's abuzz about it, except mainstream. In any murder or any questionable death of any young individual is newsworthy. And all of a sudden, that brings me to a place 28 minutes past the hour. You want to know why then folks feel like you don't feel like we're as valuable. Because I hate to say this. I mean, you can go on my page. You can go on my page. I had to post it. I had to post it. I had to post it, brother. Call to action. Brother Mitchell. Call to action, Brother Mitchell. It's on my page. Beautiful, beautiful young lady. Beautiful young lady. Could have been one of my daughters. Definitely resembles one of my daughters. Family, I'm more disappointed. And once again, I can't turn back the hands of time. I'm not God. I don't have the power to resurrect. This young lady is gone. Nobody's talking about it but Black Twitter. My question is why? Is it the two individuals that are accused of doing what they did with the video? Are they connected to somebody? Are they related to somebody? I'm confused because under any other circumstances, that everybody, when I say everybody, World Star has picked it. I mean, everybody's talking about Gabby Sharp except local law enforcement, from my understanding, and local media in Lafayette. What's being hidden here? That's what I gotta ask. See, that's why in my profession, when you don't get in front of a thing, at least to say, this is what we know. You ain't got to put out there, oh, we got a video from this person's in it. Because guess what? Black Twitter will do their research. Let me show you what Black Twitter do. When you at a concert with your side piece, and they put you on the Videotron and you try to disappear, Black Twitter in a matter of hours will tell you who was on the Videotron, who they were hugged up with, and they'll tell you everything from the wife to the husband to all the kinfolk. This is all the kinfolk. This is where they work. This is who they hang out with. This is all. They'll tell you everything. Black Twitter be on it. They'll come back. Here's where they live. This is where they frequently go to eat. This is where you can normally catch them. Black Twitter, listen, family. I tell people, if you want to solve a major crime, pay attention to Black Twitter. Black Twitter will tell you who did it, where they did it, how they did it, and what they did it with. You just got to go and put together the pieces and then find some evidence to corroborate what is being said and find the individual they said did it and put everything together. And guess what? Your case is locked tight and all right. Because y'all love running the social media, running y'all mouth. I think the most interesting thing is how some young folk, not only young folk period, go on Twitter and put the guns up. Not knowing. Now, this is a funny thing. I've seen this happen. Got putting the guns up. I'm coming to get them. Then they start hitting with the whatever. I can't rap. But they start going, and they come out with a little rap. Serial number showing all on the gun. We have ballistic science. Go shoot the person with said gun that you on video with. Throw said gun away. Well, baby, we still got ballistics on the gun. And we got a serial number. We retrieve said bullet and find out that bullets are like fingers. They have prints, baby. 32 minutes past the hour. And with everything that I have said, I want to say two other things. First of all, news just broke. Dick Cheney dies at age 84. A powerful political person from the Conservative Party, regardless what party he was with, still a person. I have my good days and bad days when it comes down to things that Dick Cheney has done and said. but still, as a human being, my prayers and condolences go out to him and his family as he passes away at 84. Former Vice President Dick Cheney served under Bush 2. All right. Get my thoughts together. That kind of threw me for a loop. We got to stop for click, like, and share. Because listen, everybody is calling for justice for Gabi. But ain't nobody locally really talking about it. And maybe they are, and I just don't know. Maybe outside of the one news outlet, which I just told you what they said. And I'll go back and say it again. Okay. Okay. I'm going to read this. This is from we have the big three. I'm not going to name who the big three are, but we have the big three. This is one of the big three news outlets in this area. And it says the following. On social media. Okay. The headline says, woman dies in Lafayette, but rumors of her being raped and killed at a homecoming party, not true. That's what the headlines say. The headlines are very clear. It says, woman dies in Lafayette, but rumors of her being raped and killed at homecoming party, not true. Okay. Before you click on the story and read the whole story, it says this on social media. Social media rumors have been circulating about the rape and murder, but Lafayette police, the authority who investigates murders and crimes in the city, Lafayette police, it says here, but Lafayette police has clarified to said news agency that put this out on the social media that these claims are false. It says they explained to said news agency what really happened. Now, if you go to read into this article, you'll find that they're talking about a 21-year-old individual who had a heart attack at the racetrack and was succumbed by that heart attack to transition to glory, to the other side, to be with the ancestors. They don't give you the name of the 21-year-old, but just by them saying it was a 21-year-old woman, it lets me know it's not Gabi Sharp, because Gabi Sharp is 18. She is a high school senior at Acadiana High School. These are the facts that I know. So the question is, when I go through my timeline with the big three media outlets in the area I live in, why is nobody addressing is it because it is a social media rumor? Because let me tell you something, if it's a social media rumor that she died, then we need to verify, is she still alive? And if she's not still alive, then we need to ask, why is social media saying she's dead when she was alive Friday? Because I don't know when this happened to Gabi. Was it Friday or Saturday? But I could assume it was either Saturday, early Sunday morning. It was this weekend. Why is it that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday she was alive, but now it is now the 4th day of November? Why is she dead? And why are we not talking about that? Don't get me wrong. This incident that happened at the racetrack with the other young lady that was 21 years old, that's very newsworthy. And I understand why they're not saying the name of the young lady, because sometimes you have to notify next of kin and all this. But Black Twitter and the internet is ablaze about Gabi Sharp with some pretty detailed information. Now, once again, I don't know if that detailed information is hearsay. I don't know what it is. Let me raise my hand again. I haven't seen the video, nor do I want to see the video. And supposedly it happened in a place called Mbola. Okay. Mbola is not far from where I live. Unbeknownst to a lot of folks who always try to feel like I'm not the person who ran from the hood. I don't run from my people. I live amongst my people because I am one of my people. I'm a man of the people, for the people, with the people. So guess what? I don't live in the burbs. And there's nothing wrong with living in the burbs, but that's not where I live. To be exact, on my running path, because I do run 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. When I decide not to go to a place called Brown Park and run on that track, I'm running through the hood. I'm running by said apartment complex. This is where they say this happened to Gabby Sharp. Why is nobody talking about it? Now, once again, allegedly, because I haven't seen the video, nor do I know Gabby personally, or do I know any of her people, but there's no way nobody's making this up. And why are we not talking about it? Because if you go to my page, no offense, I don't see nobody posting anything about this 21-year-old. To me, everybody who's black and brown, everybody's beautiful in their own way. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But this young lady, Gabby Sharp, seriously looks like one of my daughters. And that really tugged on my heartstrings as a father. My brother Reuben Mitchell been all over it. Now, where Reuben Mitchell getting all his facts from, I don't know. But once again, and he keeps using the word that I don't use, unalive. That's just like unhoused. No, you're homeless. You're dead. See, because some of you, that doesn't really give a lot of credence when you say that. That really takes the sting away. No, sometimes the sting needs to be there. You need to be like, oh, shoot, what? That's like tariff. See, if you ain't up on vocab, tariff sounds good, but tariff ain't nothing but a tax. Speaking of which, what I have not said yet, because Dick Cheney passed away, breaking news, the government, at 40 minutes past the hour. I don't want 40 minutes of talking about Gabby situations, how information needs to be disseminated. But let's say it loud, the government is still shut down. There's an election going on the Eastern Seaboard. In New York City, they're choosing a new mayor. In New Jersey, they're choosing a new governor. There are elections. They're voting on taxes all over the place, keeping taxes in play. And like I said, I started this off because I wanted to start off from once again, I got to say this. My prayers and condolences go out to everyone who is bereaving this morning, everyone who lost somebody. But there are two somebodies I especially want to send my prayers and condolences to. The 21-year-old woman that passed away at the racetrack, who is a separate incident from Gabby Sharp, who is the 18-year-old senior from Acadiana High School, who there is a video circulating around social media of supposedly her final moments. And for a news outlet, any news outlet, and I'm not talking bad because people get it wrong. I get it wrong. But I have learned before I put stuff out there into the social media universe that can be circulated buku millions of times. I want to make sure that I got accurate information out there, or I don't put it out there at all, because I don't have to be the first one to put it out there. I'm not trying to get click, like, and share. I'm not. I'm not. Said story that I'm talking about has been shared over 457 times, has over 221 comments, and has different reactions up to plus a lot. Let me show you some of the comments. One of the comments said, whoever made this report should be fired immediately. Underneath that comment, somebody said, yeah, for real. Somebody also says there is a stupid video going around. This is so crazy, and it's sad that someone would play like that. Somebody else came back and say this article is false. It blended two different cases currently in Lafayette. So this past weekend in Lafayette, Louisiana, two young ladies lost their lives under circumstances that should be somewhat newsworthy and investigative worthy. There was a girl who died separately, and then Gabby, who died after being given drugs. This is what it said on social media. Then Gabby, who died after being given drugs and was sexually assaulted before she passed away. Now, if said statement from said person that is on social media is true, that's sad. That there's a video out there of a person getting sexually assaulted who was given drugs and it's on the internet, and ain't nobody in mainstream media talking about that. And if you see, there's a hashtag running around social media right now, hashtag justice for Gabby, Gabby. But there's not a story out there verifying that from mainstream media. And once again, let me tell you, Black Twitter, no. 45 minutes past the hour, 15 minutes to the top of the hour. It's about time for me to get up out of here. I feel like Mr. Rogers. I'm gonna say this the best way I can. I feel like Mr. Rogers. What did we learn today, boys and girls? Listen, FFH. Stick to the facts. Stay out your feelings. Give no credence to hearsay and vet your hearsay. Vet who you heard it from, where they got it from, and was it true? Did you see it yourself? And are you willing to take that hearsay that you heard or hearsay that you were presented and run with it rampant on social media? I'm reading some of the comments, and one of the comments on social media said, well, I thought the high school homecoming from where the young lady went was a few weeks ago. Person responded, it was. But them homecoming parties don't stop until everyone has it. You know, these are two different cases. Those who go to school for mass communication, journalism, and get degrees, just to me, just like anybody else in the profession of being a lawyer, a doctor, any profession where you are dealing with the well-being and the health of the community, you should make sure that you got all your ducks in a row before you put anything out there. Because understand, there's an individual that passed away at the racetrack, young lady this week. So there was two young ladies, like I said, once again, two. These are two separate incidents. They are talking about the incident of the racetrack. I am very much disturbed when you read the following, because it takes away from what happened to Gabby Sharp and makes it seem like it was a made-up story. That people, it's just a spooky story they're running around telling in the hood. This ain't Candyman. When you read and it says social media rumors, that means what they're really trying to say when they say social media rumors, they're saying stories that have not been validated, things that may not be true. And guess what? There are a lot of stuff that is said on social media that is not true. That's done on a daily basis. People will tell you half truth, some of the truth, just enough of the truth to excite you and to get you to do click, like, and share. So it says the social media rumors have been circulating about the rape and murder. Listen, You a sick person if you make up a rape and a murder for click, like, and share. You a sick person. Now, said media outlet, which is one of the top 3 media outlets in the area, says, but the Lafayette police. That means we said media outlet talked to the Lafayette Police Department, and they clarified that the rumor of what? Rumor of a rape and a murder, these claims are false. So when you put out a story that says, we talked to the police about a rape and a murder of a young lady in Lafayette, they verified to us that these claims are not true claims. All of a sudden now, Black Twitter and the social media outlets are in a frenzy because now there has to be some real justice, because now you put out there that the police said this didn't happen. There was a young lady that died at the racetrack of a heart attack, but this rape and murder is just literally a story in the hood that we cannot verify has happened or not. Now, words matter, in my opinion. And when you say, but the Lafayette police have clarified that these claims are false, I don't know if I would have said that. I may have said, we spoke to Lafayette Police Department about the rumors or allegations on social media of a rape and a murder. They said they cannot confirm or deny that this happened. However, they are investigating to find out what's going on. I would have said that before I said this. Because what you're saying is that you talked to the police and the police said this didn't happen. And that's why Black Twitter, Black folks, especially folk in the area, especially probably family members of Gabby Sharp, which I do not know personally, but I cannot believe in my heart of hearts somebody made this up, and all of a sudden, a few days from now, Gabby's going to just show up somewhere walking around the streets, and people going to be like, I told you she wasn't dead. This is very hurtful for the bereaving family. Now, mind you, there's people out there like Ruben Mitchell, and you can go see it. He done broke it down. He done told you it's at Ebola. Listen, I told you, I jog by these apartments. I drive by these apartments on a daily basis. He told you where it happened. He told you individuals who are alleged to be on the video sexually assaulting this young lady while she is unconscious before she died. And like I told you, I already had somebody reach out to me and say, man, I got the video. You need to see it. No, I do not. I'm a father of daughters. I don't need to see that. And somebody right now is probably saying, but your occupation, do I see stuff like that all the time? I'm not voluntarily seeing it at all. I'll see it in my work capacity. And what I do with the work I do, yeah, I'll sit down. I see a lot of that. I work with SNCC. I see stuff much worse than that. If you know what CSAM is, I've had times I've had to sit down and watch CSAM to help validate something that was going on with a case. That's not something you want to see. I'm not voluntarily watching a young lady be sexually assaulted. And guess what? I get it. But click, like, and share. And a lot of you just got to see it. You got to see it for yourself. I don't like seeing things like that. It's just not, I see it from my professionalism and what I have to do with my job. I do what I have to do when it needs to be done, but I'm not voluntarily sitting there to see anything. Family, today, as I said, I feel like Mr. Rogers. What did we learn today, boys and girls? What we learned today is facts, feelings, hearsay. Before you put anything on social media, please stick to the facts. This is me speaking to you, and I'm just making a plea. You don't have to do what I asked you to do, but please stick to the facts. Stay out your feelings. Bet your hearsay. Make sure that the source you got it from is a reliable source, and they got it from a reliable source, because we all get it wrong. We all get it wrong because this, no offense, because I know people who work at this news outlets, this is very offensive to the bereaving family of Gabby Sharp. Because basically what you're saying is your daughter didn't die. That's just a rumor. She didn't die by murder and rape. That's just a rumor. And nevertheless, we don't know what happened with Gabby Sharp because we weren't there. I haven't seen the video, nor do I know anybody investigating alleged crime of rape and murder. However, if it's a video out there, this young lady is dead, then that is investigation worthy. That's not something that you say, oh, it's just a rumor and it didn't happen. We got to stop because basically what you're doing is you're making black and brown folks small. But we do that to each other all the time. I see you on your little podcast. I see you got your little job. Oh, I see you got your little new house and your little new car. See, we always belittle each other. We always want to be up here while other folks are down here. This is not that time. Oh, I'm trying to be cool. 6 minutes. 6 minutes to the top of the hour because I got to get up out of here. This could have been your daughter, sister, your friend, your cousin, your relative. This could have been your auntie. I don't know if the young lady had children or not because, we're prone to have them at a young age. This could have been somebody's mother. This is definitely somebody's daughter. We got to do better, family. We got to do better. Got to do better. I'm just completely sickened by some of you with your click, like, and share and your little monikers on your lives that says, you want to support me. No, if I want to listen to you, I'm gonna listen to you. If I listen, because some of y'all listen. Let me say this. 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Yesterday, a female friend of mine who is very, very artistic with her words. We had a conversation and she said something that blessed my soul. See, a lot of y'all don't want to admit to how big spirituality and religion has become a business, and y'all seeing how y'all can cash in on the business because that is the only business that I can sell you a product that you'll never get until you die. It's spirituality is almost like life insurance. You never get the benefits of it until somebody dies. And I can make you so into this business because you got to have faith and a belief that everything I'm telling you in this business is true, because you won't know if it's true until you're dead and until the manifestation shows up once you're dead. And I'm not bashing no church or no religion. But when she said that to me yesterday, that lately I have been really a big guy with fact finding, I said, man, that is really true. Because I couldn't sell you something right now and tell you, listen, buy this, you'll get it later. You'll get it later. Make you invest in me in what I'm telling you and telling you the investment you're making now, your weekly investments of tithes and offering, trust me, at the end of your life, you will reap a reward bigger than what you've given me. Whew. 3 minutes to the top of the hour. Once again, I know there's some folks out there mad at me. Y'all stay mad at me. You can be mad at me. Once again, you don't see a Cash App running. And if you click on my stuff, it doesn't say send me stars, subscribe to this. I'm not about that life. Thank God I'm able to wake up every morning in such a climate, in such a day as it is today, and still have more than one stream of income that I'm out there working and hustling hard legally to make sure my bills are paid. This, my friend, is one of my bills, and I'm paying it without asking anybody for any financial help whatsoever. It's not government funded. It's not grant funded. It ain't me kissing some politician's ass. It's me getting out there, rolling up my sleeves, getting it out the mud. And I don't care if there's 10 people on this live with me. I don't care if I have 15 or 20 in studio guest or no in studio guest. I wake up every morning and I'm going to tell it like it is from the point of view I see it. Not to tell you what to think, how to think, but you need to begin to think. Not to tell you what to do or how to do it, but you need to start doing something. Let me get ready to get up out of here. Say the name. Gabby Sharp. Send prayers and condolences for healing and restoration during this time of bereavement for her family, including the 21-year-old that died of the heart attack at the racetrack that they have not named. Prayers and condolences go out to her family also. Facts, feelings, and hearsay. As I get ready to get up out of here, family, remember, when it comes down to putting out information, make sure that you stick to the facts as you know it. And sometimes if you don't know enough of the facts, maybe you don't need to put it out there. Maybe this is something you need to keep your hands off of. Maybe you don't need to talk about this. Maybe your click, like, and shares and numbers don't warrant you speaking about this. Lord say the same. I'll be back tomorrow for Work It Out Wednesday. We got a lot to work out, family. Listen, and let me end this as I always end it. Be better today than you were yesterday, and do something today to be a blessing to somebody somewhere, that no matter what you do, there's no earthly way they could ever pay you back. And always remember that there is no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he willingly can do for you. For when God is with you, nothing or no one can stand against you. Have a blessed day. I pray that God's best shows up for you today, or whomever you pray to, that the Most High watches over you, guides you, leads you, and gives you peace today, and nothing but blessings. Have a great day. I'm up out of here. Peace.